Hello, it's Sid with C. Thanks for coming to chat with me. This is the Monday meetup where I don't go live every Monday, but there's usually some content on Monday at 7 p.m., whether it be a live stream or it is a video premiere. So get on in here. And today we are chatting about friends with travel benefits. Get your heads out the gutter. I know this is a pretty action-packed weekend or week or Monday with folks who are Cinco de Mayoing or Drinko de Mayoing. I was 1 minute late because I was sitting here watching the Met Gala with the theme of Black dandyism. And oh my gosh, some of the looks have been amazing. I don't know why I feel like this is my little version of dandying at the moment. But yeah, let's come in here, get in here, let's chat. We're going to talk about a couple of videos that released on MSC and then onward to talking about the what are friends with travel benefits? Do you have any friends with travel benefits? How do you thank them for sharing those benefits with you? And what else? I have some questions. And what's my other question? Oh, the quickest way. How do you say thank you to those friends? And then the quickest that you've ever planned a group trip? Because as some of you know who follow me on Instagram, I got on a quick trip over the weekend I was not planning on getting on. So let's see who are in the comments real quickly. I was like nervous. I thought I was talking to myself, and all of a sudden all the comments just whoosh popped up. So thanks for being here. Who we have in the chat? We have On the Go with Yellow saying, hello, happy Monday. My notification did not come through. Oh, yeah. I don't know why everybody's having notification issues with YouTube lately. It seems like you have to click notify on each individual video. So I try to put out the content at least by like Sunday evening is when I think I scheduled this live stream. I knew I wasn't going to be able to make an actual video this weekend for us to premiere. I love us to go through a premiere, but yeah, I'm thinking maybe YouTube might be moving to having notifications on each video versus having notifications on a channel, because a lot of people have been complaining about not getting notifications. But I'm happy you're here on the Go with Yellow. David Quan is here saying, happy birthday, Quanda. Was it yesterday? My days are rolling together. It was yesterday, right? Or sometime this weekend. So happy birthday. Quanda says, we early. Yes. And ready in here to talk about these benefits. Yes. So one of the ways that if some of you are paying attention to my Instagram story, I was cutting up on Instagram over the weekend. The story probably has expired by now. If you have not saw it, you probably have maybe 3 more minutes to go through and click through. But literally, I told some of you that I was going to go on a what was it called? A concert, and literally I had canceled everything. I was just like, no, I need to be responsible. I need to stay home this weekend. And then a friend with travel benefits slid in and made us all get out of the group chat into being able to go support a friend in Orlando this weekend. So wasn't able to make a video to premiere, but of course, if I can't premiere a video, we go live. And so I was like, let's talk about friends with travel benefits. Like, do we have them? Who are your friends with travel benefits? And then how do we thank those people? Because I've had so many friends, either between my actual travel crew, but then people that I've met through the YouTube community that have helped me out in a variety of ways recently. Either it'd be hotel stays, sharing their cruise experiences with me. So I was like, let that be the theme for today. So happy early birthday, I keep on saying happy early birthday. I keep seeing birthday early. Happy birthday, Quanda. And also congratulations to y'all. Y'all having a little viral situation. I think I noticed almost 3,000 subscribers over the last few weeks. So congratulations on that. Parker's on the Go is here. Hey fam. Hey, Parker's on the Go, saying happy Monday. And if you all have not seen the Ship to Shore live for Parkers on the Go, they are live every Monday talking about cruise tips and strategies. It helps me break up my 10-hour workday. So I love to pop into the Ship to Shore concept with Parkers on the Go every Monday. We got my cruising family says, hey, Carlene. Hey, Peter. Welcome in, girl. Hope all is well with you. Miss Margaret Logan is here saying happy new week to everyone. Yes, happy new week, Miss Margaret. Parkers are speaking because they got manners. The Cruising Christians are here. Hi, Cruising Christians. Great to see you here. Thanks for popping by. I'm not going to hold y'all long because I know it's Drinko de Mayo. It's the Met Gala. I've been looking at some of the looks. Diana Ross came as herself, baby. And then with Zendaya follow, I was just texting one of my friends. I was like, if I were, ever invited to this Met Gala situation with the Black Dandies, and I was going to give a good old nasty Diane Carroll. Out pops Zendaya with a nasty Diane Carroll. So some of the people are hitting some of the looks. Some of the people, I'm like, we can't keep throwing a cape on everything, y'all, and call that the Met Gala. Like, let's actually see the cuts, the prints, all that thing. But it's been cool to watch this evening, given like, what it means to the community. So yeah. Hey Turkisha, welcome in. I saw your comments on my video for the speakeasy. So if you haven't saw that, I released over the weekend before I left for Orlando. I pushed send on my video that I highlighted the Dirty Dancing show, as well as tips for getting into the speakeasy. I don't want to ruin it because I know some people want to try to get to speakeasy themselves on MSC World America or MSC. I believe it's also on Europa, if I'm correct. But Turkisha commented on that video, and I left some tips for how to get into the speakeasy. It's a spoiler alert before you even get there, just in case you want to keep it top secret. But we were trying, but it was a lot of like people on the ship for that inaugural selling, jockeying for that exclusive invite to the speakeasy. And I mean, the group chat, it was almost like a black market for the speakeasy coin. Yeah. Hey Jaretha, thanks for popping in. She said hi to the chat and everyone. Peter's on her commute, but she will try to jump on when she gets the house cleaned up. No worries. Always can be Team Replay, and shout out to Team Replay who on Tuesdays when I like to rewatch this, because I like to kind of watch myself, see how I'm doing with keeping the audience engaged and watching my factor. So yeah, shout out to Team Replay who might be watching on Tuesday. Thank y'all for your support. Uncle Eddie is in the building saying good evening, everyone, to the chat. Welcome to the Monday meetup. Yes, I don't go live every Monday, but every Monday you get content at 7 p.m. whether I'm premiering a new video or I am coming on to talk live, do a live stream. And this weekend, because I was having big fun down to Wretched, called Orlando. And again, if you haven't seen that IG story, it still might be up for a few more minutes. I literally decided on less than 24 hours notice with some friends to pop down to Orlando to support another friend who was opening up for a major DJ. And so we literally got that. It was like on Friday morning, we were in the group chat just texting. And then one of the friends was like, all right, me and this other person are in there. And I was like, well, how y'all hookers leave me? Literally, I said the hooker word. I was like, how y'all hookers leave me? And they were like, we got the hookup from an airline. Only thing I had to do was give my information, give my reduced ticket price, which was like $73. And within the 15 minutes, we got a group of folks out of the group chat and down to Orlando to support a friend. So tonight, because I didn't get to edit a video over the weekend, we are talking friends with travel benefits. Who are those friends with travel benefits? Have you ever benefited from a friend who has travel benefits? How do you thank that person? Because I know a lot of people have like looked out for me in a variety of different ways when it comes to traveling, whether it be like discounted hotels, discounted flight, allow me to tag onto their casino benefits. Like, how do you say thank you to those people? Like what do you do to say thank you? So yeah, I wanted to chat about that tonight really quickly. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, Only Going Yellow is the first to get into the topic. Thank you, Yellow. We always have that moment where people are saying hello, hello, hello. And we always need that breakout comment to get things started. So Only Going Yellow is the first person that has a comment related to the topic. And she says, whenever I have had friend benefits, I buy a drink, a beer, a dinner to show appreciation. I also ask if I can assist with costs in other ways. Cool. Thank you, Yolo, for that. Because a piece of me, I'm a person where I have a hard time accepting help. I'm like, no, I got it. I'm okay. Even when I'm like not okay and I don't got it, I'm like, all right, I'm all right. So it was kind of like, I'm like, how do you say thank you? Make sure people feel like, that you are appreciative. So Yellow is saying when some people share those benefits, make sure that you get them a drink, make sure you have dinner, show them appreciation. How can you assist the cost? So thank you, Yellow. I appreciate that. Sig is here. Hello, Sig, the solo cruiser. I did not do my prep and was able to get our what is it, the things up. But whenever I see Sig in the chat, it reminds me to do the commercial break, where if you have not heard, Sig, DJ and Danielle Experience, and myself are hosting the Ultimate Solo Cruiser Getaway, which is open to more than solo cruisers. We have booked people who are doubles, sisters, friends, and cabins. But we are hosting that June 22nd through 2026, excuse me, on Celebrity Reflection. Just a quick little 4-day trip. We didn't want to do too long because we know the longer vacations tend to lose people. And we have other things to contend with. But if you want to come to Ultimate Solo Getaway, we're going to do like a crazy, sexy, cool theme. And if you didn't tell about an Instagram story, I could get a little crazy. Join us. The deposits are $100 per person. Kwana says her birthday was yesterday. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm like the social media streets just kind of all flow together. So I couldn't tell. I can't remember exactly, like, was it today? Was it yesterday? But happy birthday, Kwanda. Who else? On the Go Yo says, yes, Ship to Shore was great today. And if you didn't catch Ship to Shore, that is Parker on the Go's Monday midday lunchtime live chat. And today they were talking about loyalty benefits. I was going to say royalty benefits because everybody was saying how much they love Royal Caribbean's loyalty program. So yeah, that I love the Monday meetup because, or not Monday meetup. I love the Monday Ship to Shore because every Monday I know about lunchtime is going to break up my 10-hour day. I get to talk cruising before getting back to work. G Fox is in the building. Happy Teachers Appreciation Week to G Fox. She's saying, hey, C in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Monet to the T is here saying happy Monday. Happy Monday, Monet. Oh, that's the Met Gala chat popping up. Terkeisha's birthday is tomorrow, May 6th. Okay, it's tourist season. It's tourist season. So y'all say happy birthday to Terkeisha. Much appreciate your support of the channel, Terkeisha. So I hope you have a beautiful and blessed birthday. I hope you are doing something to celebrate yourself. Or whenever you have a time to make sure you do something to celebrate yourself. Folks are speaking. So yeah, tonight, because I missed out on, so yeah, I guess I'll talk a little bit about, what happened. I'll tell y'all, I can't remember if I told y'all that. So yeah, Friday morning. So some of y'all know I said I was going to Orlando for a concert, and I had literally had everything booked. But a piece of it was supposed to be like a 2-day trip to Orlando. So I was supposed to go to Disney World. Had like I thought I had like some TA appreciation tickets to one of the parks. And Disney was like, oh, actually you get to go to this like travel advisor appreciation desk in the park. So what was going to be, all of a sudden an extra $179 expense was put onto that. And then I was like, okay, well, then I got to rent a car, which is another $88. So after a while, I was just getting this feeling like, just cancel it. It's becoming too hectic. It's not working out. And so I canceled everything. It was a whole, like, one of those let go and let God moments. So I just canceled everything. I reached out to my friend Milton, that's who I was staying with in Orlando. And I was just like, yo, I'm not going to come down there. I really want to support our friend Jay Vic, who is the DJ Jay Vic, who is the DJ that we were going down. He was opening up for DJ Black Coffee, which is like South Africa's biggest house DJ. And so I was like, dang, I really want to be there to support Jay. And he was just like, yeah, a lot of people had canceled. Like, everybody had backed out. He was like, nobody was coming anymore. So I just knew. I was like, okay, I'm going to be here over the weekend. I get to clean up. I'm going to, do my laundry. And then literally on Friday morning, the group was just like, we're going. So we got to pop down to Orlando and got to see Jay. And he set it out. He really set it out. Even better than like the person who went on right before Black Coffee. And Jay was so good that we like only stayed for maybe like 4 Black Coffee songs. And the group was just like, all right, we tired. We going back to the house or whatever. So folks are saying happy birthday to the May babies. So yeah, it got me thinking, because I wasn't able to sit here and edit another video. It was probably gonna be an MSC video. And I'm sure at this rate, y'all are MSC'd out, or maybe you're not. Let me know. But I was just like, when I got home, I was like, let's do a live chat on like Friends with like travel benefits, because this is my first experience traveling on, what was it called? It wasn't a buddy pass, but one of my friends has, a family member has American Airlines access to, I guess, that thing. And the person who actually works for American Airlines or the airline is not able to travel as much. So she's just like, they're like, hey, when you can, like, use it. So that was an interesting experience because like when you do the ticket, you're literally on standby. So like we could have got to the airport and they could have been like, no, this ain't happening because we done sold seats. So it's a whole thing of like, you have to be really flexible. So that was a kind of a first time experience for me because I'm such a person that I plan things out like months in advance. So thank you, Mario. I plan things out months in advance. I'm like, I want, if I buy a flight, I'm not going to buy a flight because it was basically like we bought a flight down to Orlando, but we were like, we don't know how we're getting back, So it was truly living on the edge, but it gave me a good experience of like, what is it like to travel, using this type of benefit where you're literally on standby. You have to kind of weigh your odds. So when she looked, there were like 52 seats for a 5 o'clock in the morning flight on Saturday, but coming back, we weren't guaranteed any spots. And it was going to be a situation where we would probably get stuck in the airport coming back. So Saturday, it went without a hitch, but it was interesting. Like, I gave them my information. You basically give your name, you give your TSA information, your birthday, and then they put you in the system. Then you get an email, which I found interesting. You get an email basically saying like, okay, for traveling on this reduced rate, you are a representative of that person's company. So you have to make sure like this is not the trip that you're going to go in your pajamas and your bonnets and your whatever. Like you have to be mindful of like, okay, I represent, like, even though you don't know you're in the mix, you look like a regular passenger, but you are essentially representing that company whenever you are traveling on that benefit. So they send you like this whole email. It was a cool behind the scenes experience. You get like this whole email and it says, like, here are all the rules. You should not ask for any extra perks or special treatment. Like you literally are supposed to like dress like be comfortable, but like dress like you're going somewhere, not your booty shorts, not your PJs. Then like, you have to be prepared of like, if for, let's say, like, even though we knew the flight that we got on had 52 empty seats, let's say overnight they sold, 51 seats and only one of us were able to get on. Like you're not supposed to do any sort of like, hey, I'm traveling on company benefit. I need an extra seat. I needed this, or make a fuss. You're supposed to just get up quietly, get off the plane, and then, see if you can get on another flight. So it's like a whole decorum that goes with, and we've heard people who like lose their privileges or mess up somebody else's privileges because, your person on the buddy pass or whatever the hookup system is, didn't do what they needed to do, like accurately, like they didn't follow the rules. So that was a piece of it. So, you're not supposed to ask for like any sort of like anything free. So don't ask for like any upgrades. Don't ask for any like freebies. Even though you do get we got a free drink on board, but like that wasn't supposed to be, you don't ask. It's the flight attendants know who's sitting in certain places, and that's what you get. So that was a quick little like, okay, let's get down to be able to support a friend. And we were literally there for like 24 hours. Parkinson Go says, my good girlfriend was partying. Not your good girlfriend. Yeah, we were having a time down there. Who else? Takesha says, if I was invited to the Met Gala, I would come as Dorothy Dandridge with a hint of Josephine Baker for Dandy. And yeah, I love that. I think definitely Dorothy and Josephine Baker kind of hit the nail on the head when it comes to dandyism. Because basically, essentially, it's kind of like it's fashion. It's like upscale fashion for the working class. So imagine, people who are working hard 9 to 5 in the kitchens, working as Pullman porters, and then they get that one day off a week or a month to shine. And some of them were shining in church. Some of them were shining, at the nightclubs. So yeah, I definitely can see like that in regards to the thing. But I was gonna, in my head, I'm like, if I could have been invited, I'm going as the good girlfriend Diane Carroll. On the Go Yellow says, that's my kind of partying. Absolutely. And that's why, like, I know some people think like when I get on a cruise ship, they're like, Carlene, you just go to sleep. And it's like, no, if I can't party like the way y'all saw me partying on Instagram, I kind of don't want to party because y'all aren't going to DMX me to death. I want to hear some deep cuts, some good beats. I want to see a DJ actually DJing, looking at the crowd, making eye contact, seeing what the crowd is vibing to. That kind of thing. Like that's how I like to cut up. And if I can't do that, I'm taking my butt to bed. The Foxes again says, I hear that it's hard to accept help. Yes, it is. But recently, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm a kind of person that I'm very big on like paying it forward. And recently I've been getting a lot of people who would just reach out and, you know, I think the paying it forward, the good karma, like comes back to you in just different ways. So recently I've gotten offered like, hey, you know, I know you're going to be getting on this cruise. I have a discounted hotel room. Like, you know, I had an extra one. Do you want to stay? And I was like, at first I was going to be like, no, I'm okay. I'm just going to stay, you know, in downtown Miami where it's a little more expensive. And I was just like, just say yes. If somebody's offering you this, like, say yes. I got a cruise experience on a ship that like I was about to pay like 14 times the price of this cruise. And, you know, I've met people in the travel community now who are just like, hey, you know, do you want to pay the extra, whatever? You can sell with me for the casino deal and try out this ship that I know you were interested in. And I think, like, you know, the period of time I'll be like, no, I'm just going to go pay the extra money. And, you know, and it's like, no, just say yes. And so I've been able to have some really good travel moments by just saying like, okay. And that's how like Friday was for me. I just was like, you know, I had the whole trip planned out and it ended up being like, I was able to go cheaper because I had paid like $200 some odd dollars for a flight. I was able to get a travel credit. I paid $88 for a car. The $75 for the actual ticket to go to the concert, and then to basically cut all of my expenses in not even half, more than half, by just kind of waiting and going the day of. It was cool. It was cool. On the Go Yellow says, me too. I got it. My friend network literally fights over the bill. My tribe. Oh, you better shout out your tribe. So shout out to Yellow's tribe. Sandra, Lena, Kayla, Veronica, Hillary. Yes, I call their names because they are the truth. Yeah, we speak their names. I'm good friends who, you know, look out for you for sure. And yeah, definitely love a good friend network, love a good tribe of folks. And same with my friend group. So you'll see some of them maybe. I'm thinking I'm going to like take a break from my MSC posts and or what is it, MSC videos, and I think I'm going to maybe slide out a South Africa vlog. It was a smaller group, but same, we're kind of like, all right, you get the bill here, I'm gonna get the bill there. Now, like, don't take advantage, you know, like we do be kind of paying attention of like, all right, now you ain't paid for 2 happy hours, like you need to slide that card across. But it's definitely cool to have like a group of people that, you know, like can travel and aren't nickel and diming. Because I also think like when you are in a group, at some point you have to like kind of eat the cost of convenience. Like for instance, in our South Africa group, we have a friend who like doesn't drink, but she still will split the cost because she's like, well, someone secured space at this restaurant. Someone did this, someone did that, someone covered transportation. So I'm gonna still be able to cover, you know, maybe food and drinks, even though like I'm not drinking. So you definitely got to find your people who you can vibe with. And again, shout out to your tribe, Sandra, Lena, Kayla, Veronica, and Hillary. It's like a good group of gals to travel with. So yes, this week is Teacher Appreciation Week. Parks on the Go is reminiscing. The birthday people are getting shout outs. Who else? You got Jeremy in the building. Hey, Paul, Travel PMB is in the building. YFC is in the building. All these great people in here speaking. Travels with PMB says, you're not MSC'd out. Cool. Because I think I have about like 2 more vlogs that I can release when it comes to MSC. So you all probably saw my first impressions video, which was kind of a rough cut of literally walking on board with my DJI and just taking video of like what I saw and how I felt. Then I released an embarkation day vlog, which kind of showed more things about like reactions to the ship, showed things like the sail away, which I didn't show, showed more food. So you got to see my Kaito teppanyaki experience. So then I think the next vlog is going to be, I think I want to have Taino Bay come out. I did, what's the thing? The Greek restaurants. I did Paxos. I ate at Italy. So those are all coming out. But I was kind of like vlogging it or starting to edit. And I was just like, are people MSC'd out? Because I know all the content is just kind of rolling. And then I have so much old content of like Celestial Journey and Carnival Conquest and what else? South Africa. Like I have all these vlogs that I have not touched yet that I also need to get out. So I was like, do I take a pause for MSC to like sneak out other stuff or what? Travel PNBs friends with travel benefits. Yes, so we're talking about friends with travel benefits. Just travel benefits, not those travel benefits, but like literally like who are your friends who like not who, but like the friends who have over the time you find out, okay, this friend has a buddy pass. This friend has a hotel hookup. This friend, I don't know, might have some Uber Eats credits. Who knows? So we're talking about them because that was how I got down to Orlando this weekend, by kind of leaning on my friends who had some airline perks to get down to Orlando. And we truly just went on standby. We flew with book bags. I packed a air mattress. Like it felt very collegey. Like it was kind of like, I'm like, we haven't done this kind of stuff since like college, where you just all fly down somewhere, just pack in one person's house, have a ball. We stayed up to like 2:00 in the morning, crashed for a bit. And then next, like we had to be out for an 8:00 flight. So Cruising Christian says we are going on MSC Memorabilia next month. Child, don't nobody care about spelling. So yes, Memorabilia is probably my favorite MSC ship experience to date. In regards to experience, I think World America is my favorite MSC ship. But in regards to the like cruise experience, particularly like solo cruise experience, even though they didn't do anything on MSC Memorabilia that catered to, they had like an unhosted solo meetup, but it was the solo cruisers who were on board that really made that an experience. Oh, my laptop's about to die. Oh, almost. Well, sorry. Hold on. But don't die, laptop. I realized I did not plug it in. Oh, shoot. Oh, my laptop died. Okay, maybe it's back. 1 second. Hold on. We got a little technical delay. There we go. Oh, child. The laptop was like, we are on 10%. Hopefully that didn't kill it. All right, we're back. So yeah, MSC Memorabilia next month. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. So I was talking about best experience was MSC Memorabilia because I appreciate like how the MSC Memorabilia, they use their common spaces to have events. So every night you knew on deck 6, 7, or 8, there was going to be some sort of, it would start with some sort of activity. Then after the activity, so it was like dancing with the officers, or it would be some sort of, what is it called? Silent disco. Then they would have like some kind of a family-friendly party. And then after that, they would tell everyone to, the kids can go to bed. And then there was adults only party in the back of the ship. And then the way that Memorabilia does their adults only, it's like one section is open air. So you can be partying outside, or you can be partying inside. And I thought that was pretty unique to be like outside under the stars, partying and jamming. So I appreciated Memorabilia. I also like how their adults only area is set up. So you will have a good time on Memorabilia. I have a playlist for Memorabilia if you haven't checked it out yet. So hopefully that helps you with your experience. But I had a solid time on Memorabilia for sure. So hope you enjoy your cruise. Cruising Christians is coming to Paul State. Listen, Memorabilia is hard to spell, child. That'll be their first time in New York. Cool. Where Cruising Christians, where y'all from? Travels and PNB says, I travel solo a lot. No friends with travel benefits, SMH. And that's the thing, like I'm an epitome of an only child. I prefer to travel solo, but every now and then I'm kind of like, I want to vibe. I also, sometimes I'm like, I know I will appreciate the experience, but I don't know necessarily that my friends appreciate experience. So like, I know I like cruising, but my friend group isn't really like cruisers. So that's like, I'm not going to drag them into that, knowing that like they might not have a good time. Because I'm the kind of person that like, if you're somewhere with me and you're not having a good time, I kind of feel that, and I feel like I have to correct that. So I rather, if I'm having a bad experience on my own, it's just me having a bad experience and not like having to deal with all the emotions and the commentary and the thoughts and feelings of other people. But I will say my friend group is interested in Virgin. So it'll be interesting to see if I can get them on Virgin voyages at some point, but they're not ready for me like to come and do like the old lady gang, Norwegian Aqua or something like that. So that's why you all see me like dip out a lot. I also am a bit of a spur of the moment sometimes traveler too. So sometimes I literally can't, get the folks to come along. And I'm also just mindful of, people got obligations at home. So sometimes like I might be like, dang, I want to invite, like I know my friend Sharice, love my homegirl Sharice. Like if I ask Sharice to come to a trip, she's going to come. And she's going to come whether she, got a bill to pay, like she going to come, she going to support. Like you all saw Sharice in the Mexico City vlog. Like that's, so sometimes I'm cognizant of like that too, of like, I know we got obligations as people, as being employees, as a handful of my friends are parents, not a lot of them. So I try to be mindful of that too. And like, I'll just sneak away. And if somebody kind of notices I'm going to go somewhere and they ask, I might be like, oh, come along. Phil and D's Travel Spree is here. Welcome in, Phil and D. I was watching y'all's Carnival Breeze, what is it called? Room cabin review. But like I will also say, Paul, going back to your thing about like you solo a lot, but no friends with travel benefits. Sometimes you don't see those benefits. Like I've been blessed by people who are like in the YouTube community who I've traveled with. So sometimes like the community eventually comes along. I think the first time like I remember the first time I was extended support, I think I turned it, trying to think, I can't remember which turn of events, but there were two events that kind of got me out of my travel shell with like the YouTube streets. So the first one was for Icon of the Seas. I believe Regina was like, well, see, you can like go half with me on Icon. Now I'm telling Regina business. But she was like, you can go half. And I was kind of like, 7 days is a long time. So I think I like declined that. The first time saying yes was SIG. SIG Cruiser. I can't remember which. Oh, it was, I was doing three cruises back to back. 3 cruises back to back. And SIG reached out and she was like, hey, I noticed that you're going to be you have one night in, I think, Fort Lauderdale or something like that. Like, you're more than welcome to stay at my place. And at that point, I had not met SIG. I don't think I had met SIG. No, I had met SIG in person one time. And I think that was on Carnival Celebration. And at that point, I think when I met her, I was hungover. So I was just like, I don't know what impression I left on SIG the first time I met her in person. But anyway, SIG had reached out and was just like, hey, I noticed that you're going to be in Fort Lauderdale, like when you're doing these 3 back-to-back cruises, like you're more than welcome to crash in my place. And that was the first time being like, Carlene, you are literally doing, I think I did it was about 16 days worth of back-to-back cruises because it was MSC Seascape for Melon SC. Then I went on to Celebrity Ascent, and then I went on to a Virgin Voyages cruise, back to back to back. And SIG was like, you're more than welcome to crash in my place. And initially I was going to kind of be like, no, because like, you don't want to be like, you really don't know people. You don't want to be in their space. But I was like, yeah. And now like SIG's house is a community home for cruisers. Do not invite yourself to SIG Cruiser's house in Fort Lauderdale. Okay. But if she extends the invite, just know she's not a serial killer. And you're going to have a wonderful accommodation. And she's probably going to take you to downtown Fort Lauderdale and try to get you drunk. So yeah, I would just all like to say, like, sometimes the community comes. But when people extend, it's okay to say yes. On the Go Yellow says, interesting. I'm not sure who I would come as. Oh, for the Met Gala. Yeah, I don't know. I was like looking, I was like, Diane Carroll. Kerry Washington's look was very on point. If you're watching the Met Gala, Coco Jones' look was very on point. If you're watching the gala, and then Whoopi Goldberg, if you all can pull the snippet of what she said on the a blue carpet. If you can see what she said on the blue carpet, that was like, if you want an energy boost for your day tomorrow, Start your day by listening to the Whoopi Goldberg's commentary from the blue carpet where she was entering the Met Gala. It was golden. Cruiser Christian says, let me borrow $20 till tomorrow. Sure, I'll give you $20. Send me your cash app. On the go, Yellow says it does pay it forward and show appreciation. And pay it forward. Now, that's one of the things too that kind of helps with, building a community that is willing to assist you. If you are always on the receiving end, which I get it, we have periods of our life where we are going to be on the receiving end, where it's just going to be like, listen, none of this stuff is adding up. I need the help. But like when and where you can, try to pay it forward without expectations, without expecting to come up. Just pay it forward because you never know when it's going to circle back. But I can't stand when people are just always on the like. Another thing I can't stand is like when a group is traveling and you have not been like sending nobody money. Like, okay, somebody done paid for Uber, that somebody done, cover the extra drink, and like you ain't kicked nothing out, like pay it forward. Just to show appreciation because people don't have to go above and beyond. Something like amazing that even happened recently of I had a friend from college reach out and was just like, hey, I see what's going on, up there in DC. Let me support. And I was just like, no. I was like, I had to say no, thank you, because I'm like, okay, I'm okay. I know the shenanigans is happening at the moment, but like, just said no, thank you. But still, like the gesture sometimes speaks volumes. Sig the Solo Cruiser says, I have a hard time accepting help or gifts too. I struggle with allowing people to bless me. Oh yeah. It's like, I think it's just a bit of, and like, if you look at, I want to say like therapy, Twitter and threads, they're like, you have a problem. But I think because, as an only child and an only child of older parents, I know I have just been like, you make ish happen for you, and to like receive. And I think another thing about that makes it hard for me is like, I feel like I cannot repay the person. Like, I feel like, yes, I can like buy them dinner, or yes, I can buy them a drink, but like the gesture of them helping is so invaluable that it feels like nothing that I give would meet that, if that makes sense. And I think that's why sometimes I'm kind of like, no, thank you. Like, no, thank you. Because I truly might feel like whatever you gave me is invaluable, even though like it may amount to $10, like I feel like, I need to do a $100 gesture, or $200, like something to like make it, I just can't say thank you. Like I don't feel adequate enough sometimes. So totally get it, Sig. Maybe that's why we're solo cruisers. Like, I got this. On the go, a Yellow says it's easier when you have a good network or group. Absolutely. Keep some real ones around you. They're talking about Broadway, which I don't know, a little pause. I know we're here for travel, but a little pause for the cause. I don't know if you have heard, but Othello, which is produced by Candy Burrs and features Denzel Washington, excuse me, has hit a record for like theater price tickets. They reached a record of like $1,000 per ticket for Othello on Broadway. But if you're ever on Broadway, you also can do like there's usually a standby line or queue that I believe like about 30 minutes before showtime, they'll open up some seats. Sometimes there'll be standing room. They're usually in like, less than desirable places in the theater, but like you can experience a Broadway show for like $25 if you're kind of in that. I can't remember what they call it. It's like almost like a standby line. Hello, Lisa T. Welcome in, girl. What time is it? 7:40. All right. What else we got? On the go, Yo says, everyone's viewpoint is different. Keisha H. Welcome in, Keisha H. Oh, hey, Mickey's Adventure. It's saying hello and happy Monday to everyone. Sorry if I skipped anyone's hellos. I was trying to make sure I didn't like go through each one. Hello, 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 hello. But just know you are seen. So hey, Mickey Adventure, welcome in. Keisha H says, friends with travel benefits are awesome. Unfortunately, I have none. Now, also like friends with travel benefits doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be, like there's always an airline. Like sometimes, like right now, somebody I know, she's living in Austria, Vienna, Austria. And she's been like, only thing y'all got to do is buy a ticket. So in my head, I'm like, those are friends with travel benefits too. Because it's like, I can go to Austria. It's probably going to be like, $600 to $900 to get a ticket. But I know I'll have my housing covered. So sometimes it's like, who lives? The first time I ever went to Houston was literally my homegirl from Hampton. We figured out we wanted a road trip. I had not been to Houston, and we just road trip from Hampton to Houston. We stayed at her grandma's house for a week. That's a travel benefit because we didn't have to pay for a hotel for a week. So sometimes, maybe they're hidden. But I think this time I was specifically talking about like corporate because that was my first time ever like traveling on, like somebody's like airline buddy pass situation. And so earlier in the chat, I was talking about that experience in regards to, be prepared to go on standby. You probably don't want to check a bag. You want to travel like off peak hours and times, and you truly have to be kind of flexible because you don't know, again, if somebody comes in and says that they want to pay for a seat, then they have like first dibs. Then even within inside of the merit system for whatever the travel benefit is, there's like people who have certain ranks. So I think like, I don't know, like I was like a D3, which is like, I don't know, like the lower level of it all. But like if let's say somebody was a D1 who had like the big benefits, if they were to pop on and my seat was the only seat, like I would have been bumped off. So it was just kind of interesting to learn. I'm an experienced person. Like I like to learn things that experience things I've just never done before. And so experience like flying on, I've done standby as like, what's it called? A revenue traveler, but I've never done standby as like the, hey, like buddy pass or that kind of situation. So I found it interesting. On the go, yo says, dang, I missed the ask. Was that bed heavy? That was my air mattress when I first moved into my house. When I first purchased my house, I was waiting for my bed to be made, and I had this air mattress, and it's been sitting in the closet since, because I really don't host a whole lot of people. The most times I'll host somebody, it'll be like enough for like one person in the guest room or two people in the guest room at max. So I knew, like, based on how many people were like popping out and saying that they want to come down to this trip. And my friend, my homeboy Milton, which you'll see, you probably saw him in the South Africa vlogs. My members, I'm going to do a members only 24 hours in Orlando video. So you'll get to see some of the people who are kind of in my kind of closer friend circle. But I knew he's the kind of person that he just tells people yes. So he was like, yes, he's going to cook for y'all. Like, he going to just be Mr. Hospitality. But I also know he'll keep saying yes beyond the number of beds. And the way I was feeling in my head, I was like, I'm not going down here and I'm going to sleep in a chair for a night. So I literally it fit in my carry-on. So I would have been able to travel out with just a book bag, but I ended up just taking a carry-on and I packed my air mattress in it. So it wasn't heavy at all. It was just throw the air mattress in the back. Now I was worried that when I going through TSA, I'm like, are they gonna like ask me what this is? So I thought I might get stopped through TSA because it's like cords and it went through. Apparently a lot of people travel with air mattresses because not another TSA agent stopped me. Mickey's Adventure says, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. And welcome again, Team Replay. My name is Carlene. This is C with C. This is the Monday Meetup. I don't go live every Monday, but usually you have content every Monday, whether it be a live stream or a premiere. And this Monday, you are getting a live stream because I was basically did a 24-hour quick turnaround trip. And if you want to catch the story before it expires, it's on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at C with C. You can see the shenanigans I got into this weekend. And we were just talking about, how it was able to happen was basically having some friends with some travel benefits. Folks are speaking. On the go, yo, since all my friends' kids are grown except one, but she is that one who will go to Lisbon for the summer. Got it. Yeah. And see, my friend group, we don't have kids. Yeah. That group of people I don't have kids. I honestly only have one set of friends who are married and who have children. Most of us we're the ones who can be like, you want to go to Orlando for a weekend? And we're like, yep, bye. Folks are speaking. Parks gonna go with the quote of the evening. Sig be out here doing God's work and does. Sig's group home for homeless cruisers be coming through. But it's invite only. And like the Speak Easy on MSC, don't ask to be invited. I missed the question there. It's when y'all started having kids. Oh, okay. My mom was like, my parents were older. My mom was like 30. My mom was 35 and had me at 36, and my dad was like 42 or 43 when he had me. So it was, I will say, as a woman, it was interesting. Like the year I turned 35, I think I had like a bit of an emo moment. I was like, dang, this is the year my mom had me. And then now at the good old age of 40, I'm kind of like, I keep envisioning myself as like, I will be 50 with a 10-year-old. And the more and more I think about it, I'm like, that shit might have sailed unless like I found a partner that really wants children. And then I guess I'm gonna have to crank something out. But at the moment, we're good. Sig the solo cruises, like I was like, I know that girl needs to get some laundry. Sig, like Siobhan said, doing the Lord's work. And Sig, that's really was my holdup, because I was like, we went from Seascape, which would have been at that point, I think I did not have a whole bunch of status on MSC. So I would have had to pay cruise ship laundry. I have no status on Celebrity Ascent. I was like, if I can get to Virgin, I knew I can get my laundry done, but I was like, I'm going to pay an arm and 5 legs. So it's funny, Sig, I tell this story too. I got to wash my clothes at Sig's house and then turned around and my washer and dryer broke, and I ended up buying the washer and dryer that Sig has at her house. So I think the Lord like wanted me to go to Sig's house to like try out washers and dryers for free. Outside of like not having to pay $250 for a hotel for one night, or probably even hours. So I appreciate you, Sig, because I really did need to do laundry for 16 days of back-to-back cruising across 3 cruises. God bless you, sis. Everybody need to pay it forward to Sig, because she be out here supporting the cruising saints. Keisha H says, love the YouTube term real friend connections. And I think a lot of that is just me and some of us being like the AOL generation. Like, raise your hand if you were the AOL generation, where you were like on AIM all time of night, just chatting with these people who I'm assuming were like 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds like you. They might not have been, but we didn't know. And like, that's how, like, even college, like when I was getting ready to go to Hampton freshman year, half my freshman class, we had like this whole group chat going on. But that was before it was a group chat. It was just like you invite people into AIM, and it was like, you going to Hampton? You going to Hampton? And we were just talking to people, and then we got to school, we got to meet them in person, and, you know, friendships were born. So I'm like, we are the generation that sometimes friendships start online. And like, I hear often, like, who was it? Team Reese and Peta. You know, they had known each other online for so long, and then we're able to just basically go and cruise together. And it was just like old friends. So it's definitely, I think, a bit of a generational thing of you're able to like meet these people online. And then for the most part, I will say, like, when you meet people in person, you vibe. You know, there are some times where you're just like, oh, it was nice to meet you in person. Not so much. But I would say for the most part, like, people tend to be kind of pleasant and cool to interact with at some point. You know, there are some people that I have met on YouTube where I'm kind of like, I can do a little more of you, I can do a little less of you. But for the most part, I haven't met anybody who was like truly a 180 from like their online personality, I don't believe. So yeah, AIM groomed me. I have to make that a short for us, what Whoopi said. I'll share the link. I'm not the shorts person. Shorts make me angry, and I feel like YouTube knows that I am a long form content person. So shorts, actually, I was doing like a challenge one time where I was doing trying to do daily shorts for my channel. And I was realizing like it was messing the algorithm up for me. It was messing up my long form viewership. So I have to be careful with shorts, because I think the algorithm knows I'm not a shorts girl. Particularly when you stray like way out of the genre of like what you know, if you go out too far away from travel, you kind of get slapped on the wrist in regards to viewership. But I'll see if I can find the link and share it with y'all. Cruising Christian says we love to pay it forward. God bless you. Amazing. It's a good posture to be in, paying it forward when you can. Mickey's Adventure says paying it forward is an awesome thing. Do so without no expectations. I truly believe in that. Yeah, it's that no expectations part. Just like do it. In my head, I'm always like, it'll come back. It'll come back in some way, some form. You know, it might not be from that person. It might not even be in the same, like a form of money, or it could just be like a vibe. Like today on the metro, because I catch the train like back and forth from work to where I park my car. And there was a man who got on board and he was begging for money. And I don't keep cash on me. It's rare that I have cash on me, but it was just the way that I said, like, sorry, I don't have it on me. You know, I'm like, I could have been nasty. I could have ignored him, but I just said, you know, sorry, I don't have it on me. And, you know, smiled. And I think he still fussed at me a little bit, but kept on walking. But in my head, I was just like, I never know, you know, how that energy still might come back. So, yeah, be good to people. On a Go with Yellow says, thank you. Yellow, we were here. We were here. Reiterating the point, it comes back in many different ways. It's not always financial. So sometimes it can be that word of encouragement. It can be a lot of different things. Welcome, Mark. Happy Monday. Thanks for coming in. On a Go with Yellow says, I am you and Yogi. I'm gonna figure out how to get the $10 in your hand, because it still irks me that, like, okay, so backstory, we were on a conquest with the Lush cruise that Siobhan and Parker's on the Go and Kristen H actually coordinate. And so I felt so bad because I felt irresponsible. So Yellow, in my cabin, I had brought cash because I was like, okay, I know we're going to do this activity. We're going to Nassau. I need to have cash on me. It's thundering. And I totally, in that morning, like walked out without picking up my cash. So I already had guilt because I was just like, you didn't do what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to bring your cash. And then so having to be like, can somebody spot me? And y'all being so gracious to like spot me. But then I was like really going to be like, I wanted to give y'all the money back, but I drank too much at at the Ryu. So y'all are going to get that back somehow. Like, it's because I in my head, I'm like, I'm going to figure out how to get it back to you. It might arrive in your mailbox one day. And don't let me figure out what your Cash App is. It's going to come back. But On a Go Yellow says, Carlene harassed me about a $5 cab ride, forgetting she bought a beer at the port. Because I just don't like owing people. And I get that part from my mom. My mom don't play about owing people money. Like, and that's how, like, I knew my mom was getting older when one time she was like, oh, I forgot to pay you we were splitting a hotel room for something. And she was like, oh, I forgot to pay you my half of the hotel. And I was like, Mom, like, you already paid me that. And I was like, yeah, like, because my mother ain't never messed up with money, and she don't like owing people. And I got that trait from her. So yeah. But I love to like buy people a good drink when I can. Mickey's Dimension says, I believe the same you do, Carlene. You don't feel like you do enough to appreciate the gesture. And that's really why I'm like, I don't want to take it, because I'm like, the fact that you did that is just super amazing. So I feel like, Yellow, even though I owe you like $5, I gotta double it, because I'm like, now I owe you interest because it's been months. Janice Rose says, when you don't accept someone's blessings okay, this is a word here, because sometimes people, that was their ministry to bless you. So come on, Gina's World. She says, when you don't accept someone's blessings for you, you're blocking them from being blessed. Sometimes those giving is under a divine assignment. You are I don't have no supplement comments on that. You're preaching. So y'all better get out here and say yes and thank you when people bless you. On a Go Yo says, no hotel savings. Beyond love it. Keisha says, my extended African family are good for pop-up visits. At least 5 air mattresses in the house, full-size van trunk at all times. And that's how I do Thanksgiving. So my Thanksgivings are with my friends from grad school. And we literally, we're 40 deep in my friend's uncle's house. And it's to the point now that we have Thanksgiving air mattresses. Like there are mattresses that we leave at Uncle Wayne's house that have our name on it, and it's just for Thanksgiving. And we drop like flies whenever people collapse at like midnight. Cool. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. I'm going to start winding down because I know it's Cinco de Mayo. Parker the Ghost says, I talk to my cruising friends more than my friends in real life. They are the only ones who understand. Yeah. I will say travel friends are a little different because like somebody was like, Carly, how do you make all these trips happen? And I'm just like, we find deals. We figure out ways like, but like people don't understand it. And then people also think like we're traveling all the time. And it's like, no, I'm parked until July with regards to cruising. I have like a couple land-based quick little road trips, but yeah. On the Go Yellow, she's not a fan of shorts either. But she knows she has to do them for growth. Yeah. But I also like, who is it? Who are them people? Peril DJ. Peril DJ, I looked at their account. I don't think they have ever done a short. I don't think. And if they have, it's been a long time. They only do long form. And you see how many people they got. So I do think that they are like, I think the algorithm just knows that you are this or that. So I don't know. I pop out a short every now and then, but I truly believe like shorts are messing up my algorithm for a bit. And I particularly rather get the long form like viewership, even though you can still make a whole bunch of money off of shorts. So that's just me. I think I'm too long-winded too for shorts. Gina Soros says, Mickey's Venture says, yes, I actually thought that you should never reject a blessing, like you said. Okay, so I need to be mindful of if people are reaching out, that just say yes. It is Sweat Yellow because I had cash in my cabin. Hey, Bo, welcome in. Thanks for popping by. On the Go Yellow says, we had a good time at the Rio, and we did. And that heated pool, yes. All right, I'm going to close because it's Cinco de Mayo. I'm about to go out and celebrate. So closing with this comment from Fox's Gym, but I guess, this is CWC. Thanks for coming to chat with me. Next Monday, you should have a live. I don't plan on sneaking out of town and doing, I was going to say hood rat things with my hood rat friends. But no, I don't plan on sneaking out of town. So next week, you should have at 7:00, we should be doing a premiere. Now, what the premiere is going to be, I don't know. It probably be MSC. But my goal is I want to sneak out. And I probably shouldn't tell y'all this. That's whenever I tell y'all the opposite happens. But I want to sneak out possibly a South Africa vlog just to get out of my camera rolls. But look out for that next Monday. Every Monday on the Monday Meetup, we have some sort of content at 7 p.m., whether it be a live stream or a premiere. So stay tuned to see what next Monday will be. But I'm going to close out with what the Fox's Den says on a positive note. She says, I appreciate you, Carlene, and all you do for the community and all the knowledge you drop, and also being vulnerable. Respect, just wanted you to know. Oh, thank you, G Fox, and thank you for everything that you do to support. You're always a vibe, and I'm looking forward to getting on a cruise ship with you and Ashley again. And Yolo says, have safe and happy Cinco de Mayo. All right, y'all, it's CWC. Thanks for chatting with me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Good night. Be safe.